Welcome back to Faith Life Music, and today we are talking about the music. I am so excited because a week ago we just released our first single ever, My God. If you haven't heard it yet, go to Spotify, Apple, Google, and there's even a music video now on YouTube, so make sure you check it out. But today's episode is all about what inspired that song, and obviously in everything that we do, we were inspired by the Word of God. Particularly, there are some actual references that you'll hear in the song that go directly to Jesus's words, talking about the day and the hour that we don't know, but He is coming. So let's dive right into it because I think you're gonna like this one. So hear this. Jesus in Matthew 24 is really talking about no one knows the day and hour. Well, let's see what He says. First of all, in verse 36, He says, but concerning that day and hour, no one knows.
Nobody knows when the sun coming.
Not even the angels of heaven, not the Son, but the Father only. And then He continues in verse 39, and there's things that we can gather from it. Number one, they were unaware until the flood came and swept them all away. So will be the coming of the Son of Man. Now, the flood is really a reference to Noah back in the day when he was told in the Old Testament to build an ark because there was a flood coming. Now, it was taking years, decades. Nobody knew, but it was coming. Likewise, Jesus is saying we don't know when. Number two, we see in verse 42, therefore, stay awake, for you do not know on what day your Lord is coming. So the day, we don't know. And then number three, verse 44, He says, therefore, you also must be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an hour you do not expect. So day and hour, we don't know. But guess what? In the midst of all of this, if I was told by someone something is going to happen, but I don't know the day and the hour, best believe, don't you want to be ready? Don't you want to be prepared so that when that special something is happening, you are not left out. You are able to go because you have prepared. And that's really what My God is about. Would you be ready for your kingdom to become, right? Nobody knows when the Son is coming. Now, a little bit further down in that same chapter, Jesus is talking and giving us more on what we could do in being ready. Now, He says in verse 4, and Jesus answered them, see that no one leads you astray. For many will come in My name, saying, I am the Christ, and they will lead many astray. And you will hear of wars and rumors of wars. And number two, He says then, see that you are not alarmed, for this must take place, but the end is not yet. So if you are a believer, a follower of Christ, you have said yes, you don't need to worry. You don't need to be alarmed because you already know that you're going to go to Him and be united with Christ. Now let's move forward. Then we see another point Jesus is giving. In verse 11, many false prophets will arise and lead many astray. Verse 12, and because lawlessness will be increased, the love of many will grow cold. But the one who endures to the end will be saved. So what we get from this is here. Don't be led astray. Number two, see that you are not alarmed. And number three, do not let your love for the Lord grow cold, because many will get very cold. I mean, this is encouragement to all of us. But best believe, the song My God is there to encourage you. Yes, it's real. Yes, it's truth. But guess what? God's truth, that is where we find life. That's where we find freedom. So go check it out if you haven't yet. My God is out now on all platforms. Thank you so much for tuning in. Come back next Friday to a new episode with Faith Life Music.
My God, everybody a Kerron to bow down. Yeah, the whole of them are bound to this life. You stick it, I no wrong to this life.